Time now for the health portion of our show. I want to introduce you to our two guests. This is Dr. Darren Scott from ChroniCare, and I'm sitting by one of his patients. This is Kathy Renner. And I know so many of our viewers have had these same symptoms, Kathy, so I want you to describe them. You just felt awful and couldn't figure out why.
Yes, for a long time. I just was trying to get up in the morning. It'd take me half the day to really get to feeling like I had energy, that I could do things, and normal things would take longer. A year and a half ago, I was with some people, and they handed me a bottle of water, and I couldn't even open it. I couldn't open it. I couldn't open the cabinet doors in my kitchen that I had been opening for 6 years.
Were you in pain?
No pain, but I just couldn't. The muscle strength wasn't there. I couldn't pick up project folders out of a cabinet, filing cabinet. Confusion, and I had a hard time with making decisions and things like that. And I kept trying to figure out what was going on. And finally, there was something that happened, and they found a nodule on my thyroid, just a nodule. And they said, well, you should go have that checked out. So I went and I had it checked out, and they sent me to have a scan. So it was larger. Within 3 months, it was a lot larger, like the size of a quarter. So you could see it then. And then when I went back they sent me to a specialist, and when I went to the specialist, he said, there's nothing I can do for you. And then I had this issue with Raynaud's, where the blood circulation leaves your extremities when it's cold. And my hands would turn freakishly white, and I couldn't feel anything.
It's one thing after another,
yes.
And you're not getting answers when you go to the doctor. At what point did you see Dr. Scott?
Well, it was after the second specialist had said, there's nothing I can do for you. Mm-hmm. There's just nothing. And I was so frustrated because I'm not that old, and I know I've got a lot of things to do.
Well, and Dr. Scott, I'm sure you've heard this. People say, what's happening to me? No one else can figure it out.
Yeah, most of our patients are kind of like that. They've been everywhere, they've done everything, and they just are so frustrated because no one's helping them. That's why I love what I do, because we are able to help some of these people that no one else can.
So how do you figure out what's wrong with Kathy? What did you do?
Well, like with Kathy, I mean, what we do is we do extensive testing to find out exactly what the underlying cause of the problem is. Instead of just looking at the symptoms, we look at the causes. You know, and most of our patients, they don't have just one cause as the problem. They usually have multiple things that are going on, and like in her case, if we just focused on only her thyroid alone and that's it, she would still be suffering today. We had to look at the whole her, and there were many different things that were going on with her, like Hashimoto's. Her immune system was messed up. She had gut issues, and supporting those systems is how she's able to get her life back.
All right, for our viewers at home, how do they know the right question to ask? How do you know if it is related to your thyroid or if it is Hashimoto's?
Well, that's a tough question, right? Because the only way to really know is to run the right tests. Because a lot of times when they're looking at the thyroid, most doctors they're working in the emergency medicine model, you know, which is important. Right. You know, but if you're not an emergency, or your lab ranges aren't so far out, then they just say you're fine and we'll wait until it gets bad.
And she's nodding and laughing and going, that's exactly what happened. You have to go to a doctor that knows more, that takes it a step further. Mm-hmm. How are you feeling now?
Better, much better. I've had people telling me, you look happier. I just ran the 5K in Ogden, and I did my best time ever.
Good for you. Well, there's depression, I'm thinking, that goes along with this because you can't figure it out. And that's changed for you. Yeah, you look great. You look happy. If you're thinking, I know someone, or I'm actually having symptoms that I can't explain, let me give you ChroniCare's information. They're located in Layton. We're going to put it all on our website, too. Go to goodforutah.com/GTU. But that is their site, and we will link you. Dr. Scott can answer your questions. Also, look at this deal on our screen right there. First 20 callers get that thyroid consultation and evaluation for $49. Again, go to our website and we'll put all that right there. Thanks you too.
Thank you
for being here. Glenn, over to you.
All right, we're going to take a little break here, and we will be right back with more Good Things Utah. Stick around.